backstage with the winner of tonight's main event. He is your new UFC welterweight world champion. Tyron, you have this sense of calm about you. You just won the world title. What is going through your mind?
I think I'm still in a bit of shock. I've been calm all week. I've actually talked to my coaches, Duke and Dean. I said, man, I'm so relaxed. I said, I'm nervous that I'm not nervous. And then, I started getting nerves today for the first time in the entire camp. And I just started rebuking those deals down. Every time I started thinking about it, I started thinking of a scripture. I started thinking about my training or my family. None of this stuff is by coincidence. Everything lined up. Everything was perfect. And something just told me, I even told them, I said, I'm going to need a couple bottles of water in between the rounds. And I said round. I said singular, round. I didn't feel like I was going out of that round, so I'm just excited.
Talk to me about what opening you saw that enabled you to allow that punch.
I just saw the threat of my wrestling was causing him to be a little cautious. And, I tried the first time for the right hand. He did a good job of slipping inside of it. And then, I knew I wasn't going to get straight for the right hand. Obviously, I've knocked a lot of people out with it, so he'd be prepared for it. And I don't want to give all my tools because he's a tough guy. He might work his way back up, but I found a different combination to get in close.
Yeah, and Robbie is known for his durability. Yeah. So the fact that you were able to put him out like that, what does that say about your power?
Power is one thing, but when you have the ability to get there fast and people don't have an opportunity to prepare for it, and you come from a weird angle, that's when you knock somebody out. So what I did was I came at it at an awkward angle. He wasn't prepared for it. He couldn't really get his hands up for the shot. And then once you get down to the ground, I knew I had to get on him quick because he is durable. He does have a great chin. He would have recovered had I not jumped on him.
Well, you certainly were able to finish that fight very quickly. Yesterday at the weigh-ins, you told me when you were speaking about Duke Roufus that he was the missing link. Yeah. What did his influence really mean to you this fight?
I'm going to just be honest, man. Duke Roufus made fighting fun for me again. It became too political. It became a chore. It became a job. And his playful way of incorporating technique, the way that the Roufus Sport Camp, I'm not a part of their team. I'm American Top Team, and those guys received me in with open arms. Those guys trained me. They were the greatest training partners I've had, and, I owe a lot to those guys. Him and Dean Thomas became the glue. He was a missing piece, and then he became glue, and he tied all those things together.
So where do you go for your training after this fight? Do you continue to stay at Roufus Sport? Do you go back to Florida? I know you live in St. Louis. What happens?
I own an American Top Team. So first off, I cannot not be American Top Team when I own one. I got my own money behind it. Secondly, I will go back to American Top Team. No one's going to make me not want to come home, where I was one of the guys that helped build the program. Also, I will continue to go and train at Roufus Sport. It would be silly for me not to go and train with Duke. And the reason why it makes sense for me to go, I can't expect him to leave Milwaukee, where he's made home, where he has his family, where he has all his coaches and his fighters, to come and train me. So I need to go to him because I need his services. So I will continue to do both. American Top Team, Dane Lambert, Conan Severa, Ricardo Laborio. I have the support of those guys. I never go anywhere without speaking to them. So I will continue to do all the above.
You didn't really take any damage in this fight.
Yeah.
You were out for about 18 months, so you want to fight again kind of soon?
I would love to fight. I think 202. I don't know what the card looks like, but I don't know if Nick Diaz is available, but his brother's fighting in that card. I think he's done enough in the sport where he should earn a big payday, and I'm just the guy that's willing to give him the opportunity.
So Nick Diaz could be next on Tyron Woodley's list.
Or George St. Pierre in New York. Those are the guys. These are legends. I want to be the best in the world. Right now, Robbie was currently the best in the world. He proved it time and time again. Nick Diaz is in the top 5 of all welterweights, and George St. Pierre is he's the number 1 guy. So if I get an opportunity to fight GSP in New York or Nick Diaz, those are the fights I want. I don't care who thinks they deserve it, who wants it, who next in line, because that obviously doesn't matter. So it's time for the chosen one to start cashing out them checks.
Hey, congratulations. You deserve it. Tyron, always a pleasure. Can't wait to see you back in that octagon.
Thank you.
Got that belt.